And well, to get you more on this, we're now being joined by Professor James D.J. Brown from Tokyo. He's a professor of political science at Temple University, Japan. Welcome to Newspoint, Professor Brown. Now, the race in Japan of the LDP party members, it has come down to a two-horse race. The race is between a former defense minister, Shigeru Ishiba, and a rare prominent woman in Japanese politics, Sanae Takaichi. They both perhaps have very polarizing views on Japan and how to take the country forward. According to you, who exactly will become the country's next prime minister?
Well, we can now say that it's looking increasingly likely that Japan will welcome its first female prime minister. And the reason for this is because now that we're down to these two candidates, the electorate changes. And we now have that the majority of the votes will be from Diet members of the LDP. And within that constituency, it's expected that Takaichi has much stronger support. So it looks like, we can't say for certain, but it looks like she's going to be the winner.
Right, Professor Brown, now Kishida was the 10th longest-serving prime minister in Japan in the post-war era, and there are now concerns being raised that perhaps Japan's political stability has somehow reduced now, and Japan is perhaps moving towards a revolving door politics. Your viewpoint on that?
Well, that's certainly something that we had in the past. In the 2000s, it seemed to be that almost every year there was a new Japanese prime minister. There was then this very long period of stability under Prime Minister Abe, then a short-term Prime Minister and Prime Minister Suga, Kishida for a little bit longer. So really, I think it's hard to say at the moment. It could go either way. If the new winner, if that is Sanae Takaichi, if she only serves for 1 year, indeed it does look like we're back to that revolving door prime ministerial arrangement. If, however, she can remain in power for 3 years, then I think that would look like a more stable arrangement.
Last question to you, Professor Brown. Now, what are some of the challenges lined up for the next Japanese Prime Minister? Shed some light on the domestic issues and that also of Japan in the global arena.
Okay, so let's focus on the most important, which is the economy and Japan's security. Now, economically, Japan is seen as pretty flat. It's not a disastrous situation, far from it, but nor is there a sense of vibrancy. And so the winner, if indeed that is Takaichi, she's really emphasized to try and continue with the policies of Prime Minister Abe when he was in power, to really try and reinflate the economy, to try and inject some vigor, some innovation into it. When it comes to national security, it's very much the perceived threat from China principally, but also from North Korea and also from Russia. And so she is very much focused on building up Japan as a military power to make Japan great again, as she has put it. And also she's even been open to the idea of beginning talks about possibly hosting US nuclear weapons within the country.
Right. Thank you, Professor Brown, for joining us on Newspoint with your insights on this.
Thank you.